Man, what's up, everybody? I wanted to make this video. It wasn't a part of my list, but I wanted to make this video, um, because my last video was cut. I don't know what happened. It went down, so it was kind of cut in half. So it didn't sound like the full video. So I want to tell y'all that women are not made to take the many risks that men supposed to take in society in general, right? So I want y'all to understand that the advice that y'all be getting, the shit is made for teenagers and maybe early 20-year-olds. In mid 20s, your late 20s, and your 30s, this advice does not work. When somebody tells you to go to a million events, well, they don't talk about the fact that you might have to work on the weekends and you're too tired from working on the weekdays to go out. They tell you to go to the gym for whatever reason, even though having the great body is only going to attract women who like your body and not you as a person, which is the opposite of what they try to tell you, right? Then they tell you to make a lot of money, even though they tell you that getting with women for money or getting with women using your money is not a good thing because she's going to use you. A lot of these bullshit things tell you that they're giving advice to people they don't know, and they're trying to give advice to people that think don't have experience with friends, right? So there's a lot of risk in what these people trying to tell you, and this is the list of the things that they the risk of stuff that you have to deal and go through. But before I get to the list, there's a very wholeheartedly people who think that people just gonna waste their time and don't get anything back from something. Everybody does something to get something back. You go to work to get money. You talk to people for them to end up giving something back to you at the end, right? The funny thing about some of these people is they want to act and pretend that they don't do the same thing. Or they're just some sanctimonious person who does everything just to do it. You got to stay away from people who don't look at their watches, or who don't look at their time, who don't how gotta do it, manage their time, because they think that time is forever. Everything is forever. These are the people who run late. These are the people who don't have organization in their life. Most of society does not have organization in their life. You don't know how many people recently I ran into who have this attitude of, you know, don't have any organization in their life. I mean, you go on lines, when you wait in lines, people don't have their money prepared. You go to the supermarket, some people are ordering bags instead of taking their bags with them and keep reusing them because, well, in Philly, they banned bags. So you have to have reusable bags, which I have to carry around all the time when I go to the supermarket in any store because the bags they give us are flimsy as shit. They did some bag ban, and then it made every store look crazy and people had to walk around with their stuff, so you had to be overly prepared. Me being prepared saved me a lot of money. Other people, well, they didn't save their money. The funny thing about this is that there's a lot of people in society who just live just to live. This is the reason why so many are unprepared for their deaths, which most people are unprepared for their death when they're so unprepared for everything else. These are the same people who complain about money, even though they're spending their money because they don't have a hold on their money. A lot of these people get mad at everybody else because people did stuff, said stuff to them, or whatever, right? And they didn't understand the people around them. The normal people lack analyzation skills. They lack the people that's around them. You know how many people in real life have people around them that don't like them and only around them for something, but they don't see it until the very end. This is why a lot of these people end up taking their own lives, because they're around people that they don't connect with and they can't be without, so they end up taking their lives because they feel trapped. Because they don't want to do it. They don't want to do making friends all over again. It's an exhausting thing. No one ever talks about the fact is the quality of people went down. Everybody is a follower. You put something in front of them, on the news, and they'll follow it like little dogs to a bone and keep on it until the bone is gone. Black Lives Matter, the Ukraine situation, now the situation in Iran or Palestine. You put stuff in front of these people, LGBTQ, all this other stuff, these people eat it up. It's very hard for a red pill guy who's aware of what was coming into his brain and aware of what he listened to follow anything these people do. This is the reason why I don't like most media. This is the reason why I don't like most music. There's a reason why I don't listen to the music, TV shows, any of that. Because I know what they're trying to do. That's why I'm not susceptible to all this other consumer bullshit. But they are. And they want you to live like drones for the corporations. You work hard and you buy shit and that's all you do. Or you go to this restaurant in order to feel good about yourself. No one ever tell you that you can stay at home and feel the same way with cooking your own food instead of going to a restaurant or watching movies at home. You have to go to the movies and spend $100 or this and this and that. The internet was for people to have high level communication skills so you don't have no wasting time with each other. And we bastardized the internet. People bastardized everything. But mostly the people who took advantage of this was the women. I used to talk on Skype. I used to talk on Tiny Chat. I used to talk on, Facebook, Twitter. I remember the first time I went to Twitter and Facebook. Everybody was not how they was now. It doesn't matter. It didn't matter if somebody had 500 followers. That just tell you that you was on there for a very long time. The women would know how to have online etiquette. People talk about how socially awkward men are. But nobody actually talks about how socially awkward the women are. Even online. When you try to talk to a person, they act like they're better than you. And they do that in real life as well. Because you're not wearing a certain piece of clothing, or you don't have a certain phone. Or I don't talk to people who don't have iPhones. I don't talk to people who don't have iPads and this. But for some reason, you try to blame that on guys and say they socially awkward, don't got experience. Huh? Just because somebody doesn't want to wear this type of clothes and this type of shit like that, but you want to talk about that. No one talks about that social bullshit issue that we have today. Nobody talks about that, do we? All of the problems that are in society, which I'm going to make another video for. But they're giving you teenage advice like you're going to meet new people and you don't have adult responsibilities. So you have all the time in the world. As a teenager, you have all the time in the world to meet people. And as a teenager, you have no mindset to think about the people around you, the risk the risk that they can do if they're not your friend no more, the people that can run into your life because You can't tell people what to do. The people that might be around them might be affect you, and all types of other things that don't take account when you're a teenager and early 20s, meeting new people. You have to be smarter with the people you have in your life when you're in your mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s, and 40s, and so on. You have to watch out the people you have around you, so you can't just go out here and meet everybody, meet everybody and talk to everybody. Your time is precious. And people don't talk about how time is precious and how you should take time for yourself, not around people, not for the job, not for the gym, for yourself mentally, for your hobbies, to refresh your mind. Nobody never talks about that. They always talk about self-improvement, self-improvement, self-improvement. Oh, self-this and self-improvement and self-improvement. Oh, yeah, financial improvement, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And they don't understand that all of that ain't for you. It's for other people. Yeah, you might have a lot of money, but the fact is this for people to try to take it from you. Or why would you want to work out so much that you're not doing anything? It's a certain point in your body that you hit your max. Everybody's there in the gym maxing out. They can't go any higher than that. That's the reason why a whole bunch of these bodybuilders are having heart attacks, a whole bunch of fitness people having heart attacks, almost dying or whatever. It's mainly because they're pushing past their limits of their body. When their body told them that this is the furthest I can get. This is why their body keep tearing. This is why their body keep breaking down. This is why they exhausted all the time. This is why they taking performance enhancing drugs. No one talks about how all of these bullshit advice to people, especially to men, is made for teenagers. I want y'all to ask this to women when they give advice to men. What do you tell a woman if she wants to find men? If they don't say the same thing they said to you, you know they're biased. Here are the top talking points of these idiots who tell you how you should date and how you should make and do this. The first thing they do is tell you that you need to go to every event. These are the lists right here. Okay. The men take the risk of taking women on 1,000 dates. No one tells women that they have to go on 1,000 dates in order to meet the one. They only say that to men because men do the work in dating in this society. No one tells women to spend $1,000 to $1 million on dates to find the one. Most women do not spend money on dates. They don't. The responsibility of a boyfriend. That's more responsibility you have than a woman. Trust me. When a relationship breaks apart, that man spends more money on that woman than the woman spends on that guy. The responsibility of a husband is the same shit. The man spends more money on the wife than the wife spends on the husband. And all the other shit that you have to deal with emotionally. The responsibility of a father. That can be taken away from you at any point or blamed on you if the kid don't turn out right, and it won't be blamed on the mom, but it'll be blamed on the father mainly. They tell you to go to 1,000 events. Ain't it funny that they tell you to go to events to meet women, but they never tell the women to go to these events to meet the men? Isn't it funny that they never tell the women to act a certain way, do certain things? They tell them they okay the way they are. They just have to sit back and wait for the men. They have to sit into certain places and wait for the men to come. They don't go where the men is at. Bring being a single man. So the risk of being a single man in a society who values married people, well, they value married men and men with girlfriends more than they matter with single guys. Have you tried being friends with somebody who's married or being friends with men who have girlfriends? These guys will get mad at their wives and they want to have a break from their families and they use you as their exhaust. But when you have a problem or you stretched out, what the excuse they have? Yo, I have a family. Oh man, my girlfriend don't want that. Oh, I'm talking to the no, this and that. They have an excuse for everything because the family and the marriage and the girlfriend. But you as a single guy, you can't have no excuse. You have to give them your time 100% because you are single. They treat single men like disposable, time disposable people, where they could just hang out with you and do anything. You have to always be available to them. You always have to hang out. You can't have your own life because, well, you're single. Only when you have a girlfriend or a family, you could be so-called busy man. But when you're a single guy and you have no kids, they think that you should be giving your time to everybody else but yourself. Or they think that you're some kind of a dangerous person because you don't want to have people around you. Listen to 1,000 hours of talking. All these conversations, all these back and forth with people, and these people still don't understand each other. They still cheat on each other. They still hurt each other, despite the fact that they all talk to each other. Why is it that all of the so-called normal people still can't get along? Why is it all the people who talk, have social skills, always end up even being dead, having some kind of problems, all this other stuff? But they telling you socially awkward because you ain't doing 1,000 hours of talking. Losing to kids. You, as a single man, especially as a man who has nothing going on, or not, I said nothing going on, no relationships going on, they will try to paint you in a certain light. They will try to paint you as a pedo because you look a certain way. Or someone could say something and they'll try to stick it onto you. The weaponization of kids is very, very big in this type of society, where they can just continue to use kids and wonder why men don't want kids, don't want to be around them, because you're going to use them as a tool to get back at a guy who you think look creepy or weird or anything else. Losing a job because false allegations. You, as the guy who has all the risks and no safety nets, you could start doing all this meeting and all this other bullshit and all this other crap, and one lie can get you fired from a job that you worked hard for, or a trade that you worked hard for. And guess what? Society won't care if it was turned out to be a lie. No one will give you your job back. They would want you to recover yourself. Lose life over somebody else's drama. That is the risk of having too many people in your life. Too many friends. Too many people that are in everybody else's business. And they don't know the responsibilities they have having other people's friends, having other people in their life. Let me tell you a story. There's a guy I told y'all about who was my childhood friend. He always would hang out with certain people around the neighborhood. He knew we wasn't those particular people, but he had those people around him. So those people decided to come after us. He couldn't do anything because he had no power. He had no power in those friendships. He didn't have no power in those friendships. He was just one of the boys. So he had to watch these guys try to start drama with his other friends. Friends mixing really doesn't work out. And this is the thing that I don't like about the whole friend shit. Because people dip in certain social circles and then try to mix together. And then they create drama with different friends from different lifestyles and different backgrounds. And it never ends well. You might bring a person who is good at saving money and has a collection of something, and I bring this dude over my house. Oh, yeah, man. Yo, that dude has all this collection, man. He had all this tech. He has all this stuff. He has this, and this, and that. And he hangs out with a group of hood niggas. And guess what the hood niggas do? They rob the nerd guy he hanged out with because this guy can't keep his mouth shut on somebody. That's the shit that nobody talks about when it comes down to mixing friends and having friends. Nobody tries to have the responsibility of protecting other friends from their friends. Yes, they might get along with you, but they might not get along with your other friends. And you keep them apart and you keep the people's secret. You keep the person's secrets to each friend group. A lot of people tell other friends secrets to other friends or end up making the other friend look bad. I found out that a lot of the people that I used to hang out with were talking shit about me behind my back. I even got screenshots right now, but I'm not going to get them out because it's too many to look through, that end up being exposed, and I had to confront these people in real life and say, yo, you said this about me, blah, 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 blah. And they was like, no, I ain't said this. I said, no, they tell me specifically, this girl said this. This dude said this. And they was like, oh, man, yeah, man, but I'm like, no. Dog, don't talk to me ever again, dude. And I said, hey, it just makes me happy that I don't have to talk to nobody now. And walk off. Niggas be talking shit behind your back. And they talk about you, and then the people around them don't have respect for you. And before you know it, it's rumors about you. And you don't know that it's coming from the so-called friend that you're supposed to hang out with. This is why I say the advice, stop listening to advice for teenagers and early 20s people. Because they don't care about this type of drama because it's a part of their age group to figure all this shit out. They got 10 years or so to figure this stuff out. As an adult, mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, you can't risk that type of bullshit. You got to have a clear shot of people around you that ain't going to damage your life. Because you have a future to plan for. Something, a future money, future anything to plan for. Dealing with other people's debts and spending habits. So, let me kind of tell you this about the whole friendship thing. People don't talk about the fact is that some people like to hang around more responsible people than them. They like to hang out with some people who know how to save money because they know who has the money. They know who has the money and who don't. So they purposely go to a person who's responsible. They'll purposely go to somebody who's actually responsible and continue to try to get money out of that person. And they won't go to a person who's not responsible because they won't get anything from that person. Wait a minute. And it becomes more of a factor of, wow, how do they know I'm having money? How do they know that how do they know I got money? Why they keep asking me for money? Why is they always asking me for money and not their other friends? They go to the most responsible person, the most person who has money, the most person who is single to ask you or beg you for money. There's this is the trap that these people do. And this is why I say they try to get you in this trap. They try to make you the responsible one, the one who got everything together to hold the slack for everybody else. You're to be the one paying for dinners. You're to be the one who have to listen to their problems because you just there for friends. You dare to have friends and hang out, but they're gonna dump their problems on you, and they're gonna dump their financial problems on you because, well, a lot of them overspend because they got girlfriends and wives, or they don't like to stay in the house and they overspend so many times. So then at some point you become the designated person. You become the designated person that they gonna use to funnel money from. Like, oh yeah, man, this so and so got the money, and then they gonna come together to say, hey, he has the money. This guy has the money, and we're gonna use him for the money. Y'all don't get the fact that they want you to go around people who's gonna truly use you emotionally, financially, and for your single status. That's the reason why they tell you to go out and make friends. Because a lot of these people are not organized. That's the reason why they tell you to go out there and do this. Because they know you have more money. They know all of the guys who they call incels and all this have more money than the guys who ain't incels. These guys got good jobs and everything, but they spend a lot of money just to maintain what they have. So if they see a guy who don't have a girlfriend, don't spend money on there, have a minimalist lifestyle, they're going to use you for your money, borrow money from you, and then they're going to put their problems on you. And you have to listen to hours and hours of they complaining. This is why I say, stop listening to advice made for teenagers and early 20s. If you ain't in your early 20s, don't listen to these people. And I even wouldn't suggest you to listen to these people anyway if you're a teenager. I'd rather you stay with 2 or 3 friends instead of trying to have 80 friends. Because I can tell you from experience, having way too many friends, you'll end up being talked about, and you will have to clean you have to scrub your whole friends. The best thing about being online is that I could push a block button. The worst thing about real life friends is that they know your secrets and you don't know when they're going to spill it to everybody. Or they go around and embellish some of your secrets and lie on you to make themselves look good, and then somebody else comes up later on, online or in real life, and tell you that this person was talking about you behind your back years ago. I forgot how many people came back and say, yo, why you still hang out with so? Yeah, he told me this and this and that. Random people came up and be like, oh, I don't hang out with dude no more. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, yeah, he told me this. A lot of shit comes out when you don't hang out with certain people anymore. That friendship shit is overrated. The quality of people went down. I can count on one hand that I could find. I can count on one hand that I have a friend that I would need, and he would help me out. That's one person. Out of all these years of, oh yeah, going outside and hanging out with people, I only have one friend left. And I could say that before with a whole bunch of other people, you might only have people. Ask anybody out there who try to put that friendship to you. If they lost everything, who they would go to spend the night with, one, or any of their friends could actually help them up. That's when friends matter. When you put in the work with these friends and something happens to you, you can't account for it. But none of these people who tell you to get friends and do all this other stuff, they can't go to none of their friends to do that. Their friends go give them a time limit to how much they can help them because they got their own shit going on. That's why it's good. This is why it's a thing to normalize trying to use single men. and telling men to go out to these places so they can have free labor without paying, or they can have men they could just bash and beat up on. So all the risks, this is all the risks that men have to take, and the risks that most women don't have to take. Women could see that other women dating a certain type of guy will end them in the ground, and they still would date them. They don't take no risk. They would rather go to a guy that they feel give them ticklies and get knocked off, instead of going to a guy that's basically safe. They'll say you dangerous because society say you dangerous. But the guy who they say is normal end up being more dangerous than the guy who they say is dangerous or look creepy. But hey,